Hello, sports fans everywhere. This is Mike Mason's Showcase Network, and this is the DMV Sports Fans channel.
Yeah.
I hope y'all ready for a good show. Yep. And I'm going to introduce to you all tonight a couple of fellas. Mm-hmm. They're also my brothers.
That's right.
On the right-hand side is D'Anthony. We call him Pedro.
Peace and love, everybody.
On the left-hand side is Kenny. Sometimes they call him Ken.
All right.
But he's in the house too. But do you notice something different about Kenny?
He's an oddball.
That's all right.
But that's okay. We're gonna hey, look, like I said, he's a fan, he got his own team, but at any rate.
Hello.
NFL season has come upon us.
That's right.
Are y'all ready?
Excited?
Y'all ready for some football?
Ready for it.
2021 season is about to kick off.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday night, they have the Hall of Fame game.
Who Pittsburgh playing?
Them girls.
Who?
Them girls. Them girls. How about them cowgirls?
The Cowboys. Cowboys.
Hey, but speaking of that, fellas, tonight this is our first show of many that's coming on for this season. And tonight we're going to preview the very NFC East.
That's right.
And everybody called them, last year they was calling us the NFC East, but that's all right.
It's okay.
Because I'm telling you right now, that top 5 defense of the Washington football team is going to rock and shock the world this year. So get your popcorn ready. 99, boy. Hey, look, hey, you know what they tell me then?
What they tell you?
Oh, man, I got 99 problems, but Chase ain't one. Okay. But hey, everyone, getting down to business.
That's right.
Let's talk about this NFC East.
Come on,
let's talk about it.
All right, so we have 4 teams in the East.
That's right.
We know we have the Washington football team. Everybody say the team with no name. But hey, look, just
what the?
Yeah. So they say,
evidently you don't need a name to win the division. You don't need a name to win the division.
Exactly. Oh, you call it a fluke. Okay, well, any rate, then you have them cowgirls or
Cowboys.
Right.
Yeah, you said it right.
Yeah.
Let's get it right.
And then they got the boys up there in New York called the Giants, the New York football Giants. That's right. Yeah. You know what? Before we get started, we're going to say the Philadelphia Eagles are also in the division. You can't leave them out. Yeah. But guess what? The reason why we do this is because when we stay together, because we pray together. And we're going to be doing a whole lot of praying this year. That's right. We're going to be doing some praying this year. So let's get started, fellas. Let's talk about our NFC East. Come on. Okay. Let's start with the New York football Giants. Now, during the off-season, they had a few acquisitions. But let's talk about what did they do last season. Yeah. What was their problem at last season? What was they missing last season?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, including their star player, Saquon Barkley. Now,
that's right. When Barkley went out.
Tell them what happened.
When Barkley went out, the offense was on the shoulders of Daniel Jones. And although he had flashes of greatness, he looked good at times, but he just couldn't sustain. He couldn't carry the offense on his shoulders without Barkley running that ball. In the NFL, you need a running back.
Gotta have.
You need a running back. It's some great quarterbacks that can sustain for a while, but I say great. Daniel Jones, he's okay, but he's not great.
Not great. Okay.
He surprised some folks though, because I tell you, the Giants fans when they picked him. And you went around the world on that NFL draft. If they didn't boo him and shoo him, and they didn't want him at all. But the boy surprised me. I ain't gonna take everything away from Jones. He came out, he made a statement to those fans that didn't want him, and I think he did a heck of a job for what he did.
Yeah. Okay, on a grading scale, from A to F, what would you give him?
Mediocre. There's no great scales on it. It's just mediocre.
Mediocre is not an alphabet.
It's not an alphabet.
That's an M. That's an M.
That's
M for mediocre.
All jokes aside, I'm not gonna say that the New York Giants are some chumps.
No,
I'm not gonna say that
they won some games at the end.
They won some games,
they had pretty good damn defense.
That's right. The defense was pretty decent. And I'm going to tell you this: when they playing well, the Giants, they're going to be in a lot of games.
Yeah.
And they're going to win some games where they probably shouldn't have won.
Okay, well, let's talk about about what they picked up during the offseason. Now look, the wide receiver, this boy Kadarius Toney. This boy's a rookie out of Florida, man. I saw some highlights of this kid.
Speed.
Boy, 3, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, let me tell you, speed kills. If you ain't got the right cornerback on that individual, he will leave you in the dust.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see. But like I said, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
So he got to earn his stripes. Now they picked up a pretty solid tight end. Kyle Rudolph from the Vikings, man. Come on. Kyle Rudolph was a pretty solid tight end.
He was solid.
Yeah.
But near the end last year, what was Kyle Rudolph?
I mean, he was with the Vikings.
Yeah, right?
And who's the Vikings quarterback? Kirk Cousins. We know all about Kirk.
All about Kirk.
Oh, man, Kirk will throw the ball behind you, get your spleen taken out. Come on now. Am I right about it?
You're right about it, Mike.
Yeah, so I think this was a good move for Kyle Rudolph to get to,
Maybe.
then again, maybe. Because, Daniel Jones could be a Kirk Cousins Jr. We don't know
Maybe.
yet. Okay? All right. They did pick up this cornerback called Dory Jackson. Now, Dory Jackson, man, this dude, he was pretty good. Titans wasn't no joke, man, now.
Yeah, they wasn't. But
They wasn't no joke.
They didn't tighten up at the end.
Yeah, but still, throughout the year, they performed.
Yeah, they did. I think they did.
But you know what, Mike? They are excited about this rookie 6th round draft choice, Rodarius Williams.
Yeah.
And they say in training camp,
Here we go again.
in training
Training camp.
he's doing some great things.
Yeah.
So they have definitely done some things to try to address that defense, but I just don't know it's enough.
Yeah, right.
I just don't know it's enough to take the top seed in the NFC East.
Well, let me tell you something about that. They got it picked up. You just talking about Rodarius Williams. Training camp. Ain't nobody hitting you right now. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's shadow boxing. You know how they shadow box? That's what they're doing right now. We got to see what happens when they get on the field in a preseason game.
Yeah.
When it really matters. But I put 2 stars beside that wide receiver, Kenny Golladay, man. I'm
You put 2 stars by?
Yes, sir, because I'm telling you, and look, I'm a fan of football. Even though my team is the Washington football team, I enjoy talent. This boy wears his heart on his sleeve. When he go out to play, he leave it all on the field. And I'm telling you, if you don't have the right coverage on Golladay, he will kill you.
Right, Mike. But I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Who was throwing him the ball up there in Detroit?
What was the quarterback that just went to, what was his name?
Matthew Stafford.
That boy was, he was all right.
So who throwing the ball to him in New York?
Daniel Jones.
Oh, keep it moving. I'm just saying.
Right.
Hey, Giants fans, look, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying.
Hey, the verdict is still out on it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we done covered the key signs. Let's talk about football readiness. All right? Is the players ready? Who was they missing? Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
As you can see, he limped off the field. Is he going to run back on the field? Or is he going to limp back on the field? What do y'all think? What do y'all think Saquon Barkley? You think he's 100% right now?
I think he's going to be 100%.
He had surgery, didn't he? He tore that ACL, MCL,
Yeah,
or maybe both. I don't know.
But the problem going to be is how much is they going to lean on him? Because you can't lean on an injury like that too much.
Yeah, but you got to look at it too. You're right about that. To your point, a running back, a solid running back, if you don't have no other pieces around him, he becomes another Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
Running Herschel Walker, running right into the dirt. And ain't nothing against these Hall of Famers I'm talking about. They did what they were supposed to do, but they was abused and used. You know, because they had no pieces around. It's the same thing with Saquon Barkley.
So the thing is, he's coming back. Are they going to try to push him? Right. Or they gonna bring them back slowly.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I tend to think teams try to push some of their star players too quickly. I think the best thing for the Giants is to make sure he's come back and slowly involve him back into the game plan to make sure he's healthy.
Yeah.
Because without Saquon Barkley, the season is over.
Exactly.
The season is over.
And that was true to form last year.
Exactly.
True to form
season is over.
Now let's talk about QB1. We were just talking about Daniel Jones. Is he the answer? Do we have enough baseline on him right now to say, nah, you better go get you another young quarterback and work him up? Or are we saying that he's going to make that leap this year? Or is he going to turn his back and walk to the locker room and discuss, like you see in that picture right there?
Yeah, but be honest with you.
New York fans are hard
they hard.
They hard now.
But I will tell you this, Daniel Jones, right there in the middle of the season, he started looking like Eli Manning. He would give you a pick. He'd give you a pick right there on the opponent's 3-yard line. And lost the game for you. He ain't too far from Eli Manning.
Exactly. Let me tell you.
Daniel Jones is the most important player on the New York Giants.
Yes, he is. I agree.
Because it all starts and ends with him.
Yes.
Because, like I said, I truly don't believe that Saquon Barkley is going to come back 100%.
No.
It's going to take him some time to get back up to the form that he was at. So that means that the game plan then is going to go to Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And we know, like I said, Mike, flashes.
Yeah.
We saw flashes, not consistent play. So
flashes of who? Eli. Because if you didn't throw those picks, those games was winnable for the Giants.
That's right. That's right. So I think Daniel Jones is the most important player. And the reason why I say he's the most important because he's the one that need to perform.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Well, but do you think the pressure is going to be too much for him to bear? Because, like I said, the New York Giants fans, that market up there, they will eat you up alive.
Well, hey Mike, to be honest with you, we saw how he performed under pressure.
Yeah.
The Giants had the opportunity to take the division. And under pressure, he folded.
Yeah.
You know what that reminded me?
He folded.
You know what that reminded me of? You remember back in the day when we were little toddlers, we used to watch Tyler Graham?
Yeah.
You remember when Lucy used to hold that football?
And pull it back.
That's what happened to the New York Giants fans. They said, we got to win. At the beginning of the season, when Daniel Jones, like you said, was throwing them darts, they was like, oh, here's the second coming.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Eli showed up.
All right, look, we give the New York Giants a little bit too much pressure.
Too much
pressure. But anyway, we know that everything evolves around Saquon Barkley being healthy and Daniel Jones being a subpar quarterback. We don't know what's going to happen there. Let's go. Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles fans. Y'all gonna let that eagle fly this year?
No, sir.
Are y'all gonna let that eagle fly this year?
No, sir.
Let's talk about your key signings. Howie Roseman. Who is it? Free agent out of Minnesota. You know, a lot of the Minnesota players is gone. They just leaving. Kirk Cousins running them out the door.
Yeah, well,
they just run. Look at the second. Look at this. Now this is a heck of a safety. Anthony Harris. He come from Minnesota.
Yeah.
What does Minnesota have left?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to cover them in another episode. We gotta find out what they got left in the cupboard. Everybody leaving them. Hey, we just talked about Minnesota Vikings leaving them. Kyle Rudolph went to New York. Now you got to,
I see they picked up one of your old.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, y'all gonna see him twice this year.
Ryan Kerry.
Yeah. How's Fitzmagic gonna handle him?
Easy.
Well, you know, and I'll answer that question later on how Fitzpatrick's going to handle him because he will be handled.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid pickup by Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a Ryan Kerrigan fan.
I am too.
I think he puts it all on, leave it all on the field, and I just think it was just too much talent in front of him.
Yeah.
It was too much talent in front of him.
Yeah.
So I think that was a solid pickup for the Eagles. Probably was the best pickup.
But let's be fair. Now we had Ryan Kerrigan still had it in his mind, and he is. He's correct. He's a starter.
Yeah.
On somebody else's team.
Yeah.
He knew he wasn't a starter here because you had Chase Young and you had Montez Sweat.
Yeah.
And then we picked up some boys during the off season that are edge rushers. So it was a lot of depth there. So he said, if I'm going to be a starter, I'm going to have to go somewhere else. Now, what I will say is, Ryan, you didn't have to go to a Division 4, but if that's what you wanted to do, then that's what you do. But I wish you well. I do wish you well. Now, here's the big acquisition for the Philadelphia Eagles. You can never go wrong when you go Bama. When you went out there and got Devontae Smith from Alabama, man, you really gave Jalen Hurts something to work with. You gave it, but now the question is, can Jalen Hurts work with it? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So let's go to that next. Well, first off, before we go to that next screen on evaluating the key players, that's if they're ready, if the players ready. What do y'all think about Devontae Smith? Do y'all think he can do what Chase Young did in his first year? Be a Pro Bowler?
I think Devontae Smith is going to be good just because he came from Alabama.
Hell yeah.
And you know I'm an Alabama fan, but
Roll Tide!
you know this is the NFL. This is the NFL, and you know those when he get out on that field, he's gonna see that those cornerbacks are a lot faster than they are in college in the college league.
Yeah.
So you know the problem is going to be, and the problem remain with Philadelphia is the dummy they got at coach. He will find. Well, I'm sorry, Eagle fans. You just gotta call it the way you gotta call it. Doug Peterson will find a way to screw this whole thing up.
Oops.
Every time he finds a way to screw this whole thing up. So I don't have no.
Can we talk about that for a minute? Can I give him an example?
Give him an example.
I'm gonna give him an example. When they had Carson Wentz, Carson Wentz was really a thorn in Doug Peterson's side, and he did not know how to handle it. Jalen Hurts standing on the sideline, the fans calling for Jalen Hurts because Carson Wentz was not performing beyond his capabilities. And his capabilities was very weak his last year in Philadelphia. When Jalen Hurts went in there and played and lit it up because Carson Wentz claimed he was hurt, went off the field, whatever that was, he still would not give Jalen Hurts that starting role. He waited and waited and waited. Heck, even after Carson Wentz demanded a trade, Doug Peterson still did not come out and say, Jalen, this is your car now. He still wanted to ride Carson Wentz. I don't know why, Eagles fan, but that's the way it was. Now, he was forced into Jalen Hurts, not by his own doing, by the front office.
Yeah.
And someone up there like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, well.
And now Jalen Hurts got the ball. So, let's talk about that. Let's go. Boom! Player readiness. QB1. In his first full season on the field this year, do you think he's going to be at least a top 20 quarterback?
No.
What? No. Explain why.
You know, I watched Jalen Hurts over the years in Alabama. You know, I'm an Alabama fan.
You know, then he went to Oklahoma.
And he transferred to Oklahoma, but I love Jalen Hurts. I love Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts had one problem. Doug Peterson. Yeah. Doug Peterson is not going to put Jalen Hurts he's not going to put him into a position to be successful. Jalen Hurts then going to have to rely on his athleticism.
Yeah.
And that is going to let him down in the NFL. A quarterback cannot rely on the athleticism. It's only one quarterback that's doing that consistently.
Yeah.
And that's Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts is not Russell Wilson. Let's just be honest, Philadelphia Eagles fan. Jalen Hurts is not Russell Wilson. I am totally. Doug Peterson is going to find a way to mess this thing up.
Yeah. Because I tell you,
he can't get out of his own way.
Can't get out of his own way.
I'll take Kyler Murray out of Arizona before Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that boy is something special.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question for you. I got a question for you. Let's talk about that tight end, Zach Ertz. Now, Zach Ertz was he was, Kelsey from Kansas City.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was Philadelphia's Kelsey.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he disappeared. What's wrong with him?
Problem.
Go ahead.
Man said training camp buzz. Zach Ertz not happy at Eagles. Camp after off-season trade request. He wants to be traded.
Yeah.
He don't want to be there.
Why he not happy?
Hey.
Why he not happy?
But look at his face.
I have a question. Why he not happy?
Leadership.
He looks like he's crying right there. When you playing under the leadership of a dummy, it's hard to be happy.
But I tell you this. That's why I know the Eagles will not be because they're gonna keep him on the team, and he's clearly unhappy. How he gonna perform?
He gonna sabotage.
Yes, sir.
He gonna sabotage.
Yes, sir.
Eagles fan, if this man wanna go, y'all better call your coach in the front office and give it up. Because when you got a disgruntled employee, something gonna happen.
He looks very sad.
He does.
You know, the Eagles what they did to Carson Wentz was wrong, the way they handled it, but he's gone. But it looked like they were smarter now because he's hurt now out there with the coach.
Yeah.
May need surgery. Yeah. May not even start the season.
Yeah.
So, you know, and you can look at it and say, okay, the Eagles made the right move, or really did they? Yeah. Jalen Hurts, to me, is going to be a great quarterback, but he needs someone that's going to get him there.
He needs another coach.
And I don't think Doug Peterson can get him there.
No, I don't think so. Because, see, first off, hold up. Time out for just a second. Now, Doug Peterson, this is a personal message from all of us here. It's nothing personal against you. But when my brothers say you're dumb, he's not talking about you personally. He's talking about your coaching character.
We don't do personal attacks.
We don't do personal attacks. So we want to let you know now. It's not personal, it's business.
Well, yeah, Mike, you know Samson, son.
Yeah, what's that?
Hey, he always called him on a dummy.
A big dummy.
But he loved his son. He loved him.
So
Doug,
we love you.
We love you.
Just do some dumb things.
Do some dumb stuff. Let's put it this way.
What's up?
We shouldn't call him a dummy. He had some dumb tendencies.
There you go. So we just want to clear that up. Yeah. But what we saying, Philadelphia Eagles fans, is that you got a quarterback. You just don't have a coach.
You don't have a coach.
Yeah.
You need a tight end because he don't want to be there. But at any rate, we spent enough time on Philadelphia. Too much time. But anyway, we're going to go to the next team.
Oh! Be careful.
How about them Cowgirls? Look at here. We have a lot of Cowboy fans. My brother, he's one of them.
Absolutely.
And we don't know why, but
you know why.
We know why. Mama dropped him.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Now my wife is a Cowboys fan too, but hey, that just keeps it alive. It keeps it alive, especially when the Redskins sweep Dallas like we did the last couple seasons. So that's all good. Now let's talk about some of their key signings this year.
Let's talk about them.
Xavier Woods.
Good pickup.
Again, everybody leaving the Vikings.
Good pickup.
What's going on with the Vikings?
One of the key areas we need help in. That's a good pickup.
So we're going to have to break down the Vikings because I just don't know what they're working with. But, when we get to break them down, we're going to figure out.
I know what they're working with.
What?
They're working with a whole lot of numbers.
No.
Everybody leaving, but they still got Kirk Cousins.
But what I'm saying, what we need to find out when we break them down is what did they get for all this?
What did they get?
Did they get draft picks? What did they do? It's coming. It's going to be not on this show, but it's coming.
It's coming. Yeah.
Then they picked up. Now they do some. Brent Urban.
Yeah, Brent Urban.
You can't go wrong when you get a Chicago Bear.
That's right.
From the defense anyway.
That's right.
Yeah. So he's a D-line. That was a good pickup. And this safety, Canoe Neal,
I don't agree with him.
Okay, well,
anything from Atlanta is treacherous.
It's suspect.
It's very suspect. Anytime you was in the pure lead in 3/4 games out of the year.
Well, Jared,
3 minutes later, you done lost the game.
Yes, and Jared,
that's a problem.
Jared,
and I mean, you had the team down 21, 28 points.
Right. Yeah.
Dallas was one of them that came back and took him. Took him out early.
He took him out early.
Put him in the head.
I'm waiting for you to get around there.
So what y'all destroyed, you bought in house.
Yeah.
That's all good. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway,
I don't know why they brought him in there. They should have left him alone.
Look and say, for every.
I like that boy.
That's what I'm gonna say. For every mistake Jerry made, he tends to make a good move.
Boy,
now this linebacker Micah Parsons from Penn State.
That
linebacker nice.
What you talking about?
He nice. Don't get too excited.
That's gotta stay healthy.
Don't get too excited.
Yeah. And Kenny, you know what? I'm glad you say he just has to stay healthy.
Yeah, gotta stay healthy.
Because Dallas, everybody's over Dallas. Let's just be honest.
Everybody what?
Everybody's over Dallas. You ESPN, NFL Network, everybody is talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
No, last year I would say they
should win the division. And they talked, and many people even said that they're going to be the ones that Tampa Bay going to have to watch out for. But look,
here's the thing.
Here's the thing. It's out there, Kenny. You just got to pay attention.
Yeah, I'm paying attention.
Here's the thing about Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas offense is very strong. Very strong. It should be. I'm gonna tell you why. It should be.
Okay.
It should be. You got Dak.
You got
Yeah.
confused.
We got Dak. And you're not gonna be confused. I'm gonna break it down for you. You have Dak. You have Zeke. The offensive line is back.
Go.
Got CeeDee Lamb. Don't
You got
forget about
CeeDee
CeeDee Lamb.
Lamb. You got CeeDee Lamb. You got him out there. You got Amari Cooper.
Got Amari
I mean, you got some speed on the wideouts and everything.
Yeah.
Now we know that the defense
It's suspect.
is suspect.
Yeah.
But here's the problem.
Go ahead.
Here's the major problem.
Go ahead.
When I look at Dallas roster,
Okay.
if Zeke, Prescott, or any one of the offensive linemen, just pick one,
Yeah.
go down, there's nothing behind them.
Yeah. But
And that's what hurt Dallas last year, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's what's going to hurt them this year.
I don't think it's gonna hurt them.
It's
this
gonna
year.
hurt. It's
So
gonna
they
hurt.
gotta, they gotta go out there and they gotta
It's
show
gonna
up
hurt.
their backups right now.
It's gonna
That's
hurt.
what they're working on.
Okay.
But what
It's
I
gonna
will
hurt.
say
What's that?
is that don't kid yourself. I ain't happy about Quinn either. Cause he come right down that daggone Atlanta. I don't know why we bought a man and his safety from down that road. Now I'm a Dallas Cowboy. Now love him.
It's a package deal.
But the man,
It was a package deal.
that's some crazy stuff.
It was a package
Now I'm gonna keep my eye on him.
It was a package.
I'm gonna keep my eye on him.
It was a package. It was a
Okay, okay, look here. Let's go to let's see what we got player ready. Let's see what we have.
And then I'm gonna reserve
Yeah.
the biggest problem that Dallas had.
Yeah.
And I know you're gonna agree with me,
Yeah,
Ken,
absolutely.
but I'm gonna reserve. No, I'm gonna reserve it. Let's keep on going.
Okay, then.
I'm gonna reserve it. I'm gonna reserve it.
Let's talk about player readiness.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Look at there. Now I'm only gonna say this.
Yeah.
Believe me. I hate to see any player go down.
Yeah.
Any man go down. But if you look at this, I'm gonna flip the script on this one right here. We had a similar situation.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
a similar
Yeah.
situation. What was that quarterback name?
Yeah.
Alex Smith.
He had a similar situation.
Yeah.
Now it was very, very, I would say, triumphant, brave. He, I mean, it was a Kodak moment. Him coming back from injury, fighting infection, getting himself back to the point where he can get on the field. But once he got on the field, he was not the same Alex Smith
Not the
we
same.
knew.
Not the same.
But he held his ground. He held his ground.
In the NFL, ain't about holding ground. You gotta win, son. But look, if you look at this right here, now the only thing that Dak Prescott got advantage of is he's younger.
Yeah.
But still,
Go ahead and sleep on him.
a catastrophic injury
Sleep on him.
is a catastrophic injury. Am I right about that?
Yeah. Sleep on him. Sleep on him.
Okay, all right.
Sleep
okay.
on him.
But look, I wish him well. And he got a huge deal. Now, let's talk about that next player
Yeah.
who signed a huge deal the year before.
Fumbleitis.
He came up
Caught up
with
with
a
him.
fumble rooski, didn't he?
Yeah.
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 Now, I don't know exactly how many, I ain't look at the numbers, but I know it was double digits.
Yeah.
This boy put the ball on the turf
He sure did.
last year.
Can't deny it.
And now, Dad, our father,
Yeah.
he told me in the middle of the year, he said, something wrong with that boy. And it wasn't about the fumbling. He said, you can look at him in the eyes.
Yeah.
Is he on something?
Well, we know he likes to smoke weed.
That's what I'm saying.
We know he likes to smoke
Is he
weed.
another Ricky Williams?
We gonna find out.
We gonna find out.
We gonna
shortly.
find out.
We gonna find out.
All I
shortly.
can say is that's the past.
Okay.
We in the present.
Okay.
Let's see what that picture look like this year.
Now when I
Y'all
ask
been focused on that right there.
So here's the thing.
Go ahead.
We know Dak is coming back from injury. Let's all jokes aside.
Yeah,
all jokes
Dak coming back from injury.
That's right.
Okay. Now I always thought that Dak should not start the season with that injury that he had. Bring him along slowly. I was thinking that, but they said Dak is ready to go.
Right.
Now Dak is dealing with a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Now you got some folks out in Dallas saying it's a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Some folks saying it's a concern.
Right.
Yeah.
But we know with any injury it could be, and it's on the shoulder, his throwing shoulder.
Yeah.
So that injury could be lingering around for a while.
Could be.
So the question is, if they have to hand the ball off to Gilbert, can he sustain? Can he hold on? Can he lead the Cowboys? Because here's one thing that we know: when Dak went down,
Yeah.
The $90 million running back was supposed to put the team on his shoulders and run with it.
Yeah.
And we know that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So, is Gibble capable? Who's going to step up?
You know,
who's going to step up?
That is what they got to take these next few weeks and figure out. They got to bring somebody in now. They can't wait until the season starts. You got to do it now, right now.
Y'all season start next Thursday.
That's right. But that's what I'm saying. You can't wait till the season starts. Right. You know, even next Thursday, they still got to be out there. They got to be panhandling, man. They got the panhandling. That's right. They got the panhandling.
But that's the question. And that's what I was talking about at the beginning when we started talking about Dallas. Yeah. My concern is when you get past the stars, who you got ahead?
Truth be told, that's the one area since I've been a Cowboy fan they struggle with is a solid backup quarterback. Right. Never could get one. Now they got the old boy, Redsy, Rooster. Who? He gonna be starting out there in Chicago. He's starting. Now how he earned that? From the performance he gave us. Who do he know?
Hey, hold on.
Who do he know?
Hold on, I got a question. Would that boy be mad if Andy Dalton mess around make promo?
You're right. Because you know what? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'm saying. All right. He go out to Chicago and win his first 3 games as an owner of an organization that you played for prior. I want you back.
You know,
you owe me a couple of games.
Well, you know, Kenny, and I said I was going to reserve what Dallas' biggest problem is. Yeah. And, you know, I thought I would be never saying this. Yeah. But from a Super Bowl winning coach to a dummy. Yeah. Mike McCarthy.
Oh, man. That's joking, man.
He is the biggest. Hey, Kenny, you can agree with me.
I was not happy about that.
He is the biggest problem in Dallas. Let's just be honest.
Mike McCarthy didn't coach them to no Super Bowl. He just had Aaron Rodgers.
He had the Super Bowl shirt.
That's right. He ain't coached nothing, man.
I'm going to give you
Mike McCarthy is a problem.
He's a serious problem.
But I'm going to give you a prime example. I'm going to give you a prime example. I'm going to give you a prime.
Not saying nothing.
I'm going to give you a prime example of who Mike McCarthy is. He's another John Gruden.
Now, John Gruden a little better than Mike McCarthy.
A little bit, but look.
You know how to get paid.
But you got to get paid. But he got
McCarthy. I'm going to tell you too.
Not like that.
But he got paid.
John Gruden got paid off Tony Dungy.
Fake punt on a 4th and 16. 4th and 5, 4th and 6, 4th and 16.
Mike McCarthy regime.
Yeah, and look, here's the problem. And Mike McCarthy didn't take not 1, 2, 3 steps to go down and ask him about it.
Yeah, but maybe he knew.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure. Now I could be wrong.
Fossil asked him about it, right?
I could be wrong, but I'm sure.
Get that next off there.
I'm sure that Fossil asked him about it.
Yeah, he just didn't do it. He just didn't do it. He had to ask for permission.
Yeah, he had to ask for permission. Yeah. So I mean, I was disappointed in Mike McCarthy because, you know, I thought he was going to do better in Dallas.
Look, when they said the Dallas Cowboys just hired Mike McCarthy, I sat back on my couch, I dropped my head, and I said some inappropriate things.
But I'm going to interject.
It was not supposed to happen.
I'm going to interject.
He was not.
Yeah, I'm going to interject on what you just said. What was that point you just made?
I said I thought he would do better than what he did in Dallas. I thought he would do better.
Who can do better under Jerry Jones?
You have some.
First off, you don't have.
Now you might lose the job.
No, let me. That you gonna do. You don't have full autonomy under Jerry Jones to make any command decision.
Yeah, that's it.
The last two coaches.
But however,
hold up, the last 2 coaches who tried that walked. That was what's his name? Bill Parcells, and your other boy who's commentator on NFL Network.
Jimmy Jones.
Those were the 2.
He ran him out of time.
He ran him out
because they wasn't going to take it.
They wasn't going to. They didn't take it.
No, they negotiated, got paid, said that they do what they do, turned around and didn't the opposite.
But they did things.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This will probably be the first and last time I ever defend Jerry Jones.
What's it?
We do know that Jerry did not call that 4th down play.
Well, we know that.
All right.
We know that.
Exactly.
We know
All right,
that.
all right, well, hey,
We know that.
Check it out. We just spent too much time on that.
Yeah, it was well deserved.
Yeah, whatever.
You know you want to talk
Okay,
about.
anyway. Here we go.
Yes, sir. This is Washington football team.
This is the preview.
This is it.
All right, now look. Key signs.
Key signs. Talk about it.
QB1 Ryan Fitzmagic.
Magic Fitzpatrick.
Miami Dolphins. Now,
Yes.
don't y'all forget, this young fella in the last 2 years, yeah, he's a veteran. He's a wily veteran. But in the last couple of years, this man has had the highest quarterback rating
Yes.
in any of the conferences, NFC or AFC.
Yes.
Consistency.
No, he's streaking.
Consistency.
He's streaking.
Nah, the last 2 years.
He's streaking.
Hey, look, the last 2 years. Now,
That man consistent.
now, see, everybody's looking at his full body work. But as you know, you have some athletes out there, for some freakish reason, the older they get, the better they get. And I hate to say it, Tom Brady's one of them. Alright? So now I know. Yeah, we'll talk about him later, but I'm just saying, you gotta give credit due where credit due. Everybody thought that he was only a product of Bill Belichick. He proved him wrong.
Yeah.
He went down to Tampa Bay.
Wasn't supposed to happen. That was not supposed to happen.
That's what they said it wasn't supposed to
It wasn't.
Okay, but look, let's get back to my team. All right, we got QB1 Ryan Fitzpatrick. We needed a quarterback. We didn't need a great quarterback. We just needed a good quarterback, and we got a good quarterback.
I'm gonna let them feel good about themselves.
Now we got Scary Terry. And we already know what Scary Terry can do. But Lord, you went out there and you went to Carolina, which is where Ron Rivera boat first sailed. Went to Carolina and picked up Curtis Samuel, who's also a product of Ohio State. He got 4.3 speed. Oh my goodness, yes. And then look, we needed help in that secondary. We went out and went to Cincinnati, who got a solid cornerback. We said, hey, you don't want to play Cincinnati no more, do you, son? Come on down here to Washington. William Jackson, man. Look, our draft this past season was an A. We got this linebacker named Jamin Davis out of Kentucky. He's wily. He's not your typical linebacker. He's got speed. He's not real heavy, but he's heavy enough to put you. I'm telling you, he can cover tight ends coming out the backfield. Man, we golden with this guy. And then wait a minute. I'm going to tell you now. I'm talking about speed again. X Factor. De'Ami Brown from North Carolina.
He's nice.
He's nice.
He's nice.
He's nice.
He's nice.
We got him, but and then you look at all the other little wide receivers we got from last year. Somebody's getting cut.
But Mike, you know what? I like this list that you put together. I love it. Matter of fact, I love it. But that's not the best list. The best list is the offensive line that was.
Oh yeah, that was addressed.
The offensive line, the key offensive line that was brought in to protect Magic Fitzpatrick. And Mike, I don't want to burst your bubble, but it's going to be Heineke at the end of the season that's going to take the Washington football team into the playoffs because Magic Fitzpatrick is very streaky, but we know Taylor Heineke, he's going to leave it all on the field, and he's just waiting in the wings. And I tell you what, in training camp, they're talking about how Fitzpatrick is just mentoring this young man, and that's what he needs. He's performing well in training camp. So when we look at it, even if Fitzpatrick was to go down to injury or he get one of those streaks where he start throwing interceptions, because Fitzpatrick will throw interceptions.
Of course, he's
Heineke is going to be prepared when Heineke come in to take over from Fitzpatrick, he's not giving the ball up.
You don't think?
No, sir.
Okay.
He's not giving the ball up.
So here's what I will say. I will agree with you. I do like Heineke. I like everything he got, but you can't also dismiss Kyle Allen. He was pretty good too. Now
Kyle Allen is not even in the equation.
Now, but let me finish. Let me tell you this. One thing that Ron Rivera has built in the organization now, going into his second year, was depth. He's in preseason. You better be on your A game if you are a projected starter, because there's a man behind you.
That's a starter.
That's a starter. And one slip, your job is gone.
Oh.
And that's what I like what we got watching. I know this Dallas fan over here don't want to hear none of this, but we heard your trash. Now you gonna hear our treasure.
Well, no. Why are you talking? Why are you talking? You talk about your good key pickups, and you got this one and that one. You know, what makes you think that this year's gonna be different than the past year? Your key pickups with Hainsworth, all that money paid on Hainsworth, and then hold on, you go down to Carolina.
I don't even remember Hainsworth.
You go down to Carolina. What about old Josh Newman? All that nigga Josh Newman. Look, and then I ain't even talk about the Eagles players that came here, flopped, went right back to the Eagles, Pro Bowl year.
Well,
What makes you think this year is any different?
Because
We got a new coach and it's a culture change, son.
All right,
I can tell you why.
You heard it live. You heard it live.
I can tell you why there's a difference, and I'm not saying this from a Washington football team fan. I'm saying this from what I see.
Say for
The
it.
Washington Redskins last year had quarterback by committee,
Say for it.
and they held on to Haskins too long.
Yeah.
They had an offensive line that was bung up, and they was putting in pieces all season long. The offensive line, they have addressed those issues in the off season.
Yeah.
The Washington football team has a solid team, and now they have
And a solid coaching staff.
and a solid coaching staff. But now they have a quarterback. Remember, they won the division, and the quarterback play was basically non-existent until the end of the season.
So we all had that problem.
Right, so now they have a quarterback in place.
And you
They have a quarterback in
I'm gonna be
place.
honest with you.
And the thing that I like about the Washington football team is because they cleaned up all of those salary cap issues the last few years.
They work.
As you said, Mike, they brought in some players that can start on other teams. That's backups.
That's backups.
These backups can start anywhere. And also, you can't look past the defense.
No.
The defense, the defense going to be top 3. What? The defense is going to be top
number
3.
1.
And we know championships is won by who? Defense.
Hey, look, let me tell you something now. Get back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
You talk about what was.
Yeah, I said what was gonna be different.
What was?
Yeah.
No.
Go ahead.
What is was? Was is a past tense word.
Yeah.
Was. We didn't have Ron Rivera in was.
Yeah.
We didn't have Chase Young in was.
Yeah.
We didn't have Cherry Scared in was.
Yeah.
So the was you Dallas fans always talking about?
Why do you say we always talking about that?
Because every time we
Y'all the ones always.
no, what I'm saying, every time we show you glory of what we doing, you always go back to 1976.
Hey man, you know that's because you always wind up way back at 19. I don't know, man. It's your world. This is always your time. Preseason is always your time.
Okay. Well, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next page. here. Player readiness. How will Mr. Fitzpatrick do his first year as a starter? How will he do? Now, here's my opinion, and I understand what you're saying. You're saying you don't think he's gonna make it through the first, but you know what? I've been listening to some of his press conferences, watching him in the mini camps, and just looking at his demeanor, his how he feels, and he says he feels a lot different than anywhere else he's been. He said this is just something different about this organization, about this coaching staff, about these players that they put together around him. See, I think he get it. Now, I don't have to go out and exert too much because I got pieces around me. I got the Antonio Gibsons. I got the Chase Young to protect the defense and give me the ball back. I got all this at my disposal. So I'm going to be honest with you. What you were saying about him being a gunslinger or inconsistent, he can be ignorant with that football. Now, we don't say ignorant, we say ignorant. He can be ignorant with that football knowing that he got a top 1 or top 5 defense that can get him that ball back. So he can make 1 or 2 mistakes knowing that. Okay, so what I'm saying.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. And we did, like you said earlier, we shored up the offensive line.
The offensive line is going to help him, but at the end of the day, Heineke is going to be the one.
If that's the case, that's fine. But
I'm told I'm confident with that.
But you may be confident, but I'm saying this. All I'm saying to all of you out there about Fitzpatrick, do not be surprised if you see a consistent 16 to 17 game. And the only reason why he would probably play 16 to 17 game, because we might be 14, 15 and know they may have to rest him. I don't know. So just throwing that out there. That's what we're saying. Okay.
You heard it from him.
Hey, but here we go.
I didn't go that far.
I threw it out there.
Come on, man.
Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, this ain't no Redskin Washington football team network. Go on and get through it like you got through the rest of them.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that blue.
I know you did. Yeah, you did.
We'll
extra time. Yeah.
Cha-cha. Will Antonio Gibson take the next level? They go to the next level.
Yeah,
take it to the next level.
You want me to tell you why?
Go ahead.
A better offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay.
A better offensive line. A better offensive line. It's not going to be all him this time. You understand what I'm saying? I think that offensive line is going to open up some gaps for him to run through. I think they're going to be able to set that corner so he can get to the outside when they have to. And then we already know. Listen at this. You have Samuels on one side. You have McLaurin on the other. Right? You got Thomas playing tight end. You release them. Who are you going to have for Antonio Gibson? Antonio Gibson is another receiver out of the backfield. Who's going to be there?
That is what the defensive coordinator is responsible for. Now, you let him get you the first 2 quarters, but third and fourth quarter, you got to shut that down.
You're talking about his team.
No, I'm talking about period.
He wanted this team.
Look, here's the problem I had.
Go ahead.
Defenses will go up against a team like that, and they'll watch them run that same play all game long. Don't change. Don't try to disguise it, and they still refuse to make the adjustments.
But I mean, them Cowboys. Let's understand. You have some great linebackers in the NFC East.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Cowboys picked up a great one. But the question is going to be, are they going to be able to cover Antonio Gibson out of the backfield?
That's why we got that boy Wood.
I don't think it's a linebacker that's going to be able to cover Gibson out of the backfield.
Let me tell you something though. There's one play I don't have on this list right now.
Yeah.
But he's going to be actually a compliment for Antonio Gibson.
Who, Mike?
That's J.D. McKissick. Now you don't forget about him.
Yeah,
don't forget about him.
Yeah.
He's a good third down option.
Yeah. We're gonna see.
And sometimes he can come in and play.
We're gonna see what happens.
Right.
We're gonna see.
Now let's talk about number 3. Do we get another Pro Bowl out of Chase Young?
No question. No question. I said here, look. Every team has a look.
Yeah.
The boy is a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Ain't no getting around that.
Yeah.
Every team has a player like that.
Yeah.
It's everything else that, like again, it's the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator on that side of the ball, responsibility
to block him.
To shore him up.
But
if you can't adjust, something wrong.
And here's what I'm going to say, Mike. Here's what I'm going to say. And this is if he don't make the Pro Bowl himself. Yeah. Because you know who's going to be responsible for Chase Young making the Pro Bowl?
Montez Sweat.
Now
look, let me tell you, because Montez Sweat probably made the Pro Bowl this year. But let me tell you something about this. See, there's an old saying that I was telling one of the guys out here in the neighborhood. He's a Dallas fan. I was telling him point blank. I said, look, let me tell you something. We gonna chase the quarterback, and we're gonna make every offensive coordinator sweat. Now let me tell you again. We're gonna put it together. We're gonna see. We gonna chase the quarterback.
We gonna see.
And we're gonna make every offensive.
We are going to.
And we got the Grizzly back. Nice.
Yes, sir.
We got the Grizzly back.
Yes, sir.
We got the Grizzly back. So definitely the offense, whatever offense played a Washington football team, they're gonna have their hands full with that defense.
Exactly. So sports fans, you've heard the NFC East preview this.
That's right.
You've heard fans.
Yeah.
That's what we are. We all fans. And I want you to comment at the bottom. Just tell me who's your favorite team, where you from, and what do you want to see out of your team this year, and also who do you want us to preview? What team do you want us to preview on here?
Right.
Now, so the next show we got coming up, we're gonna go ahead and preview the AFC West. We're gonna do that, but we're gonna make our bold predictions tonight about the NFC East. We're gonna be honest. I know we got shirts and jerseys on and stuff, but we're going to be honest with ourselves. What we want to know from this round table, who y'all think is going to win the NFC East this year? For real. Who's got the most talent? Who you think is going to answer the bell?
Well, I would say this. It definitely ain't going to be the Giants or the Eagles. It's definitely going to come down to who's on paper. And on paper, surely the Washington football team and the Dallas Cowboys have the better players. Now, the thing is who's going to sustain without any key injuries.
Yep.
So it would be easy to say the Dallas Cowboys, but I got to keep it real. Anything can happen. It'll come down to those two teams. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm sticking with. Dallas Cowboys will be NFC champions this year.
NFC or NFC?
Which one?
NFC East.
East champion this year. All right.
Pedro?
NFC East.
He said, look, fans. And this might shock y'all when I say this. Clearly, the Washington football team is, out of all the teams in the NFC East, they are the most solid team. They have the backups. If I believe that the Washington football team is the team that can sustain any injuries because they have the backups to do so. I think Magic Fitzpatrick going to bring something, going to bring energy to Washington, but I think it's Heineke that's going to finish the season, and it's going to be a strong season. So I think that the Washington football team is going to take it. Now, it's all about who's going to finish second, third, and fourth. Now, here's the thing. I told y'all before, the Cowboys, just to be honest, Kenny, Dak go down and he's hurt. I don't care what those line folks out in Dallas say, he is hurt. And he's going to be hurt all season. I think a strain sometimes is worse than a tear.
Yeah.
This strain is going to be around for a long time. I don't think Zeke is going to have a season of the past. I think he's on the decline. What they say, he done lost weight. When do you lose weight to run the ball in the NFC East? Come on now, he's trying to be finesse now, right? No, that's Antonio Gibson. We already got it.
Right.
So it's going to be a battle between the Cowboys and the New York Giants in the second place.
Okay.
And I'm telling you this right now because I just said, look, right now, the Giants have the advantage because the Cowboys got a dummy as a coach.
There you go.
I don't think Mike McCarthy. Look, here's my. You want my bold prediction?
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy don't make it out of the season. So
He almost didn't make it out of the season
I'm
last year.
going with the Washington football team to win it all. New York Giants second, Cowboys third, and the Eagles to round it out in fourth.
Okay.
That's my take.
Good.
I just think, Kenny, I love Dak Prescott. It hurt me when he got hurt. But Mike McCarthy is not the coach to coach Dallas. He's not that coach.
Okay, so it sounds like.
So remember this conversation now.
Remember.
Okay, now it's my turn. Now, look,
He might get fired after the Hall of Fame game.
it could be.
Could be.
Could be. Now, here's a question. And I want both of you to be honest. Be very honest. Think about it first before you respond. Last year, in the playoffs, what team gave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the most run and scared them? No, I answer the question. Think about it. Answer the question.
I don't have
What
to think about
team
it. I don't have to think about it because
pretty much gave Tampa Bay all they could handle?
it was the Washington football team, and the one thing that they were lacking was that offensive line. The offensive line could not hold up, and also the defense couldn't get the key stops. No doubt they was going up against Tom Brady or whatever, but the Washington football team, a lot of people say it wasn't even whatever. We were going to score a game. Tampa Bay could not relax because Washington was in the game.
Hey, I know you wish you could go back. But you can't.
Right.
Let's go.
But I'm getting ready.
Why are you talking about?
I'm getting ready to go to the back because I'm getting ready to make a point.
Shoulda, coulda,
I'm
woulda.
getting ready to make a point.
Play your heart out,
I'm
man.
getting ready to make a point.
You didn't get there.
We were only 4 or 5 pieces from moving on.
Yeah.
And we not only got 4 or 5 pieces.
We got more. We
addressed more.
You got more.
So what I'm trying to tell you guys is the Washington football team is a lot better team than they were last year.
Yes, they are better.
A lot better.
They are are better.
Right?
They are better.
Whole lot of teams are not
They
better
are
than
better.
last year.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me.
So what was last year? Last year was 2020.
It was a pandemic.
Okay, so what was the year before? 2019.
Yeah.
Dallas is trying to get back to where they were in 2019.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with
Be
you.
honest.
But the Washington football team is better than where they were in 2020.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have the advantage, like I say. If Dallas, now can I be honest? If Dallas don't have the injuries and Dak come back and play and can play through the injury because he's gonna be injured. Period.
But if he
Then it's gonna be a fight at the top
think I'm right?
between
Because
the Washington football
here's
team
what
and
you
the
don't
Cowboys.
understand.
But I don't think that's gonna happen.
I would say this: had Dak not went down, y'all wouldn't have won no NFC East championship. You wouldn't have happened. That man was throwing 400 and 500 yards. There was no way.
Hold up.
So now fast forward to today.
Hold up.
He's injured, but he's done come back.
Wait a minute. Hear what I'm
But
gonna
not
tell you.
like that.
Hear what I'm gonna tell you. If Dak and Zeke go back to the way that they were,
Gonna be problems.
it's gonna be a problem. I think Dak and Zeke are gonna be back to the way that they were. The dynamic duo is what they used to call it.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Okay.
It's not happening.
I hope
He
you
had
do
a
that.
catastrophic leg injury. We've seen what those leg
I'm gonna
injuries
hold you to that.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
We've seen what those leg injuries can do.
Go ahead.
He may be able to come back, but he won't be the same Dak.
You heard it straight from this
And
man's
again, the defense sucks.
But we don't got last year defense sucked. We gotta see what we got going on
and you
first
gonna- and you
before you
gonna-
make that bold.
And you're gonna suck
Be
again.
careful what you say.
And you're gonna suck again.
We gonna
All
see.
right, so
We gonna see.
I believe they switched from that 4-3
see.
back.
They going back.
They switched from that 3-4 back to that 4.
Back to the original. Yes, sir.
with the
yes,
same
sir.
players.
No.
Okay, but anyway.
They got the same
Now,
player.
now let me finish.
Go ahead.
I think, here's my thing. First off, I think the Washington football team is going to win the division.
Okay.
Hands down.
Get it.
It ain't even going to be close.
Gotcha.
We might end up going through the season 4-0 right out the gate.
Go ahead.
We might lose one against Buffalo, but other than that, we might be 3-1 right out the gate.
All right.
The battle, like he said, is going to be between you and the Giants. That's going to be the battle for second.
No, that ain't.
Y'all need to be thinking about wild card. Think wild card. See, don't think. Well, you know what? Just like
No, y'all ain't gotta be thinking.
Just like-
McCarthy better be
just
thinking
like-
about wild
just-
card.
just-
He the one better be thinking about it.
But
But
y'all-
ain't gotta think
yo.
about nothing but sitting there. Either
y'all got my
kill
prediction.
or boo 'em.
Y'all got my prediction. Not only do I think the Redskins, excuse me, I'm sorry. Not only do I think the Washington football team is going to win the NFC East, I think they're going to win the NFC. And I think they're going to actually be in that Super Bowl in 2021, 22. Now, who they going to play against, we'll find out.
That's your prediction.
But that's what I think. I think they just have, look, as long as they don't read too much into their press, understand what they have,
Yeah.
and put it to use and put it to work, I just said, man, it's a juggernaut.
You gonna see?
They don't put together a juggernaut. That's what I'm saying. We don't need Fitzpatrick to be a Pro Bowl. We just need him to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Whether he finished the season or not, whoever comes in behind him, just do your job.
Yeah.
You know, I think that in Dallas it's all riding on Mike McCarthy.
He better. I tell you what, he better do a whole lot better coaching this year than he did last year.
As far as a coach, I think it's riding on him. But
Sure.
the player that y'all need to perform to come back and perform at a high level is that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Because without
Especially
that-
after the paycheck he got.
Yeah.
Look, strange shoulder or not, he got paid.
He got paid.
So he better use some
Yeah,
duct
so
tape,
now-
scotch
now-
tape, masking tape, all kinds of tape,
now-
and get out on that field.
Now you have your quarterback is paid and paid
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Your running back is paid and paid well. Now it's time for them to put that together.
It's time for McCarthy but McCarthy needs to understand. He needs to understand it ain't no Willie Bobo this year. He did absolutely zero coaching last year.
All right, look here, fam.
Because he should have put that special team on the bus
Tell me something.
And about it for them calls that they was making.
Look here, DMV.
Not one game, several games.
DMV sports fans, do me a favor. All sports fans around the United States. If you're watching this video, do me a favor. Put your comments down the bottom.
Put it down the bottom.
Tell us who do you think is going to win the division.
Oh, who your team is.
Who your team is, and what division do you represent, and what team do you think is going to come out of that division. And then also whatever conference that you root for, who's coming out of that conference. And then your ending prediction, who do you think going to be in the Super Bowl? 2 teams that's going to be represented in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Put those comments down there. But look, do me a favor, subscribe to this channel. That's Mike Mason Showcase Sports Fan Channel.
That's right.
And hit that like button. Like it. And if you see that bell, ring it. So you'll be notified. So you'll be notified when we do our next show breaking down the AFC West. Now, I know we got a lot of Raider fans out there in Kansas
Raider Nation!
And Kansas
Raider Nation! And Mike, and the most important part is, we don't claim to be experts.
No.
We're just fans.
That's all we are. And you know what? We
Stay together because we pray together.
And it's going to be a whole lot of praying going on.
A whole lot of praying.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about the AFC.
So do me one favor, y'all. Until we drop, which is going to be soon, until we drop our next breakdown of AFC West.
That's right.
AFC West. Stay prayed up. God bless you, and peace.
Peace.